episode of the GLowczewski Experience, episode 85, and today I'm working on merchandise, and I wanted to pick this one back up, and I also wanted to demonstrate a few extra skills, that I've developed as a graphic designer working in vector art and all that stuff, and see how you can use Photoshop and Illustrator to your advantage for vector artwork. It's been a while since I visited this one. I had some plans with it, so I definitely didn't want to abandon it. So yeah, let's continue with this one. Now, if you don't remember, or if this is like your first time seeing this, this is all vector art, and actually, let me show you the wireframe. You can see there's a whole bunch going on. It's all layered on top of itself, but I know some of the colors probably aren't getting picked up from that distance. So I wanted to show just all the rendering that's gone in, especially between the bodysuit color and the skin tone colors. You know, you can't really see it, but when I zoom in like this, you can, especially once I start highlighting certain shapes, you can start seeing like, oh, okay. So yeah, there's like this bodysuit and then the skin tone, and it kind of jumps around a bit. And yeah, I did this, I don't know, maybe a couple weeks ago, and I wanted to get back to it, and all I have is, because I started from the bottom, worked my way up, I believe. All I have left are the wings, the shoulder fur, and the hat. And because that's all I have left, I wanted to demonstrate a different way of doing it. What I was doing before was actually using the brush tool in Illustrator to go in and create these actual shapes. And you can see it's like really pixelated. My reference image is from one of the ink character concept inks that I did. I really liked this one, and I saw an opportunity with it for some leggings and pants for girls, some leggings, and just because of the shape of it. And I'll even demonstrate that later. I don't think that'll be in this video. I only have about an hour until I kind of have to shut this laptop down. It's already been on for about 3 hours, and I never run it for more than 4 hours at a time. But I'll probably jump on some more merchandise stuff later that isn't this. And yeah, it is what it is. So what I wanted to show today was, instead of going in and tracing these shapes with the brush tool like I did initially, I wanted to see if I could actually expand the actual the ink. Now, it's something that I would normally do, but when I brought this one in, and I even demonstrated this weeks ago, and I just go in and I hit, I take my black and white sketch. It's at an opacity right now, so it looks a little gray. So that's at 100% opacity. And I just hit image trace. This is a low resolution image. So because it's low resolution, the shapes are there. You can kind of see how it relates, but not really, right? Like, you can see detail there, and because it's low resolution, the tracing does this to it. Now, I want, obviously, because everything that I've done over here is so fine, done smoothly and doesn't look jagged at all. That's the benefit of doing these things by hand, but it is time consuming. If you recall that video, I'm sure it'll be up on YouTube sometime soon if it's not already there. So yeah, I want to show you how to be able to fix problems like this, because that's low resolution. If I show you this picture, here's the original file, and I'll open that up. Okay. You know what? Let me undo everything here. So this is where I started. This is that original file, and if I go to image size, you see I just kept it at 2.5 by 5 point something, whatever, and it's at 72 resolution, mad small. It, you know, it works for digital, and if I was only gonna go in and trace it and do all that other stuff, but for what I want to do, I want to up the resolution. So I'm going to step forward and go back to where I was. Am I still at 72? Yeah, so image edit. Oh, did I not? I didn't even do that yet. So what I want to do is bring this up to 6 inches and 300. And I only did the upper half of the image because I already got the lower half done. I mean, even some of this is already done. I just need the shoulder, the wings, and the hat. So now this is a high resolution image. Now it's derivative from a low res image, so it's what ends up happening is you get a lot of blurriness. So even if I zoom in here at 100%, you could see it's extremely blurry. And I wanted to come in here and brush it up, clean it up, and see if this works. I don't know if it'll work in the end just because of alignment and things like that, but it's worth a shot. And you know, if this fails, I'll just create a copy layer and bring this back to normal. Put this at 100%. And I don't need the timeline for this. And let me just go in at 100. And all I'm gonna do right now is outline these this shoulder stuff. It doesn't have to be perfect. I can adjust these things later. And plus, like I said, I only have an hour, so I'm gonna rush through this just a bit. I don't advise rushing through art, but I'm gonna rush through it a bit. Just a bit. And yeah, you know what? I haven't even pulled up chat, but I'm not gonna be here long enough. Well, I got chat in my face. I forgot when I shoot these, when I shoot my computer screen, my camera is right in front of my face, so I can actually see chat. Oh, you know what? I'm cutting into the shoulder over there. That one too. Right? Let me go back and see. Yeah, so you see how this cuts over? So, on the jacket, I'll come down here and get these. There we go. I may need that, so I want to make sure I keep everything that I may need. I could always subtract it later, no problem. Okay. So for the most part, everything above this white line cutting across, I'm going to need. And anything below it, I won't. So I could take the lasso tool, run it along this line that I've created. There we go. And make that white. And now let me cut through here. Again, just following this line I created. That's why you'd never want to rush, you know, kind of always do everything kind of nice. Make it nice, as I always tell people that I'm training. Alright, so I'll do that. Play with the levels here. Yeah, maybe keep that at 1. Keep that at 30. Keep this at 225. Yeah, I'll just keep that at 1. Alright, not making too much of a difference, but it does bring the black out a bit. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna work. I may need to actually take a better picture of it or something, because I think I pulled from this image. Let me see, AG1, AG2, AG3. Yeah, so I pulled from this image, so you can see it was extremely zoomed out. I can actually go and take a better photograph, but if this doesn't work, we can always adjust it. So yeah, the parts that I'm worried about is all the detail in here. I didn't think it'd be so terrible, but it's actually pretty bad. And there we go. There we go. And yeah, since this is actually darker, it's probably better that I'm trying to bring out the white more so than the black. Because when I go to trace this, it'll probably pick up the black a lot easier than the white. Kind of worried of what result I'm gonna get. Yeah, it's such a poor quality photograph. But at least I have this. It'll show you the technique, and even if this fails, it's like, I'll just do it again at some other time with better quality. Okay. I didn't consider a photograph from that far away with such detail. Okay. So it's funny. My brother and I were talking earlier today. We were talking about Falcon and Winter Soldier, and he was telling me, talking about how much he like wasn't enjoying it. He didn't think he was gonna watch it. I kind of lit him on fire, defending the show, and like kind of explaining some things to him. He doesn't need too much explanation. He's not like super into the stuff to the point where he cares, but started breaking down like the actual like plot story elements and where things can go and what may be happening and things like that. And he goes, man, that's the type of stuff you need to be talking about. Ah, shit. There we go. He goes, that's the kind of stuff you need to be talking about on the podcast, man. That's what you. And I was like, yeah, you're right, but I told him, I was like, because I don't have people in there, talking to me directly most of the time, and I'm just left with my own thoughts. I don't like. I'm not naturally lit on fire. Like if I don't have an excuse to sit there and talk about something or defend something, I'm pretty chill. I'm pretty low key. I'm just like, yeah, this is what I'm doing. This is how it goes. I was just catching myself because I'm doing this right now, and I was just like, oh yeah, here I go again, just talking about the art and not talking about like the Falcon Winter Soldier stuff. Like I told myself I might do when I came on to do this today. I was planning on coming on earlier, but then I had like a couple things to do, and then a client hit me up, and then I was like, oh yeah, I got laundry over there. I got to go do the laundry. Like so, you know, life just got in the way a little bit, and then all I had left with the computer was an hour, and I said, what, let me do this little hour. Okay. All right. So yeah, I don't know if people would be interested in that, but it was like the whole reason why I got excited on them was because I was like, hey man, don't talk shit about the show. I like the show. And he's just like, oh, because of this and that. And I was just like, it's a show, man. They gotta set things up. He was complaining about how like Bucky and them seem to be, kind of nerfed. It's like, how do you go from fighting Thanos to letting a couple people beat you up on a truck type of thing? A couple of nobodies. And, you know, in my head, I was like, first of all, they didn't fight Thanos. They fought his aliens. How are they going from, like, murking aliens to, getting beat up on the truck like that? And I was just like, all right, man. It's only episode 2. They need to establish the bad guys. They need to let the bad guys get away with some shit, man. The bad guys gotta. So it's all just storytelling, and I was explaining it to him. But again, I was in the moment. So it's like, man, I wish. He goes, this is what you need to be recording, because I let him up. I was just like, they're trying to set this up. They're trying to do that. They got these guys, and he's like, what about the new Cap? He doesn't have any powers. I'm like, we don't know if he has powers or not. He might already have powers, and if he doesn't, I'm sure that's a plot that's going on. Cause something that I see that's going on that I haven't heard anybody talking about is how this new Cap, I know that they tried to make us. Let me see how this goes. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna work out. I might just need to trace these, just cause even the black is kind of like garbage here. Yeah, let me save this. See if it's even gonna be worth it. Because if not, then I definitely want to spend my time. Uh, yeah, I'll just save it as a PSD. And you can see just by the size alone, it's a whole lot bigger. Yeah, see, that's not gonna work for me. That's not gonna match. That's not gonna match my style. It'd have to be so much cleanup. So let me just continue with what I was doing before. Normally that would be the thing to do, but I would need to get a better photograph, and I don't want to go through all that. Not while I already have the recorder going. So I'll just pick up with how I had this and grab the brush tool. Do I still have the same brush that I had before? It looks like it. Yeah. Seems that way. Alright. So do I have anything for the... Oh yeah. This is kind of why I wanted to do it. There's like mad stuff down here. But whatever. Let me find... Let me find a color I can get down with. Just gonna use red, or like this orangish red, just as the placeholder. And is that a part of the jacket? It might be. I don't think so though. Right. Yeah, I think this is why I wanted to try to avoid doing this. Because this is a ton of work, and it takes so much focus. I'm not even talking about the Bucky, and the Winter Soldier stuff. Ooh, does the brush only have so much that it can do? Oh, shit. Yeah, I think I ran out of brush. I think I pushed it to the limit. I don't think I ever did that before. I didn't know that could happen. But either way, let me just get around to connecting this. There we go, connect those, and connect those. Alright. Flip it. See, now you see what I'm doing? I know when it's in line mode it looks kind of funky. But you can see, all that was just to get to here. And honestly, because it's the feathers, I'm gonna want to hit it with like a light gray, honestly. And just to show you what that'll look like, you know, for the rest of the gray that I'm gonna end up doing. Oh yeah, let me drop that. Let me see. So I think this is the wing layer. So I'll drop this in front. And now, you see, just with 2 lines, I was able to create that. Now, I'm gonna go in and do the tail, do the rest of the wing up here, grab everything I can up here, and then it's through organizing my layering that I could just do whatever I need to, drop it in on the right layer, and then it'll be behind the hat. And I'll be doing the same technique for the shoulders and the hat, and you know, maybe the hat will be a little bit easier since it's a bunch of lines. For the most part, I could just line, 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 line. You know what I'm saying? And then, but yeah, let me jump in, do the rest of these, feathers. Now you see why I did it in orange was just so I could see where I'm going, because if I did a gray on top of this, like, it'll be so difficult. So yeah, let me. There we go. Damn. I need to scroll down. Is that what happened? Here, let me do this. No, brown's not good enough. I need to go with a bright color. There we go. Grab that. And then, here we go. I might need to shrink this brush size. It's getting laid down so thick, man. I'll bring this back out. Disconnect that. And delete those. And connect those. And connect those. Let's try to make life easy, right? Yeah, this is why. Let me see if I can shrink this brush size, man. I guess not. I guess it doesn't matter. Go. And here. Yeah, just like that one too. Turn those into shapes. Yeah, they look a lot better when they're in shape mode, right? Okay. So we'll leave those be back here, and then we'll pick them up here. Sweet. So I'm starting down here. Okay. Oh yeah. There we go. God damn, so concentrated. I wish I was talking about my Bucky and Cap stuff. That. All right, was that successful? It was. Cool. So flip that around and bring this back in. All right. Oh no, let it ride out. It'll cut off later. There you go. Grab the brush. Now, where I gotta go? From here to there. Perfect. There we go. There we go. Some hardcore freestyling right here. I love how this brush runs out. love that I can hold a line that long. But I could just add to it like this. Actually, do I want to add to it? Yeah, let's add to it. There we go. There we go. Okay. And where is this one going? Flip it around. Oh yeah, let me actually let me get these pockets that are in it before I fill that in. So, yeah, this is going kind of like this. There we go. So now I could select these, and I believe I could just like cut them out one way or another, right? No, not with that one. With that one? Yeah. One, two, three. Yeah, I could delete those, didn't need those. Perfect. Again, the orange is just a placeholder color for now. And yeah, I guess I'll have to freestyle this corner. What I wanted to do with this is bring it into Photoshop and color it, but I don't think I'm gonna have time for that. Just because I know, this is gonna take just a bit of time at least. So maybe that'll be next. Because by the time I can get, I like to shut it down after 4 hours, give it 2 hours to chill out and cool down. And by the time that 2 hours is up, it'll, you know, pretty much be time for me to call it a day. So I may not be jumping back on this computer, unfortunately. That's what happens, man. You get stuck with, doing work and doing all this unnecessary. I shouldn't say it's unnecessary, but doing all this extra work that it's like, I'd rather be doing this. There we go. There we go. What's that? Oh yeah. Get you. And grab this color and group it. That's one wing. And turn it to a light gray. And like I said, drop it in. It's locked. Drop it in front of the white. That's for the wings. Oh no. There we go. So I can turn that off. And now you can see basically everything I just did. I don't know why I thought it was gonna take so long. I spent so much more time in Photoshop wasting my life. At least this way I can, yeah. I'm such a fool. Oh well, it happens, man. Um, so yeah, let's get this other wing. This shit is looking dope, right? Anyway, hello one viewer. If you jumped in and jumped out right away with the quickness. And yeah, I didn't have anything for here, but let's freestyle some shit, right? There we go. Take these three. I drop. And just drop them into that group. Not in there. Oh yeah, looking dope. I love it, man. I need to do this more often, honestly. This is an idea I had, I don't know how many years ago, and then I thought it'd be too much, and then I saw someone, I watched some artist, I forget his name, I can't credit him right now, but I watched him, do some Illustrator art, and I saw he had a brush tool, and with everything that I've ever done in Illustrator, up until that point, I didn't know that there was a brush tool to be used or how to use it. And then I got hired for a job, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna use this job and learn how to use this fucking brush tool, homie. Here we go. Okay. There we go. There we go. Oh, man. Yeah, I certainly cannot try to hold a second thought while I'm doing this. This is all just too much. Even though I'm doing it pretty loosely, fortunately this art and this style is lending itself to me being able to do it loosely. I still need to keep my eye on it and make sure that I don't like kind of get a little too crazy with it. There's still form that I'm trying to capture with all this. So yeah, let's but I wanted to talk a little bit about the Captain and Winter Soldier stuff because it was like I did have some thoughts that no I didn't hear anybody else discussing, and I think everybody knows for the most part. I mean, spoilers if you don't know, and it's not even real spoilers because I don't even know what I'm talking about. Honestly, this is just me off the top and things that I'm seeing and observing without even really knowing the comic book source. Uh, Let me see. I know. One, flip it, and group it, and drop it in. And when it comes to this, this new Captain America that's on there, I feel like his journey is going to be one of like him abusing his power. You know, he's clearly different from Steve Rogers. He's not the good boy that we know, but he does seem to be a good soldier of sorts. You know, which is yet to be determined, of course, but from what they're telling us and what we see. Fuck yeah! Look at these wings; they look dope. All right, I gotta do her shoulder fur, and then the hat. But how many times, in just the 2 episodes, did somebody say, "Hey, how'd you do that?" Well, I guess in the first episode he was barely even in it. He just got revealed at the end. But in the second episode alone, the man's just been in one episode, and I think like 2 or 3 times at least, he's he's abused his power as Captain America, where he's using it to do things to kind of bypass protocol. Um, and I feel like that's just the tip of the iceberg of where this character is going to go. If he's just going to be so corrupt that he's just going to utilize his power, or abuse his power. And what do I mean by that? Like what are some examples? For instance, when they were in prison and they're getting not interrogated, but the Bucky gets sent to prison. He's doing his little prison thing, and then the lady comes in and she's like, "All right, emergency session right now." So they go in and talk, and Falcon's with him, so she talks with him and Falcon. And Falcon even goes, I think, to Cap, and he's just like, "Who authorized this?" And he goes, and Cap goes, "I did." You know what I mean? Like, I don't think Steve Rogers ever did anything like that. I don't think he ever went over anyone's head. Even when he was like a criminal on the run and shit like that, he was like on the run from like a corrupt government. But this new Cap seems to be using the government as like, oh, I can do what I want. I'm gonna use my power and authority and celebrity, more or less, to do as I please. And I'm gonna get this guy to prison, and it's gonna be me who does it, so that way he'll I can hold it over his head and da 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 da. And that was one where he was just like, who authorized this? I did. And it's like, well, you're Captain America, sure, but one, you really haven't done anything as Captain America yet. Like, you've just been announced, homie. You probably went on one mission, and last time I checked, the Flag Smashers got away on that truck. So you've been on one mission you didn't even succeed in. So it's like, okay, but you're stunting and getting people out of prison just off of word alone. Like that's what I mean by abuse of power. And then after they did their session with the lady, damn, where did I start this thing? I think I started right there. Yeah. Okay, perfect. I ended where I started. And then when they came out of the prison, and back out onto the street, Cap was there, and he's there with his sidekick, whatever. But the way that he alerts them that he's there is he like starts flicking the siren, the cop car siren, they're walking out of prison, woo, 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 and he's just like playing with them. And it's like, again, not my cat. Like Steve Rogers, I don't think he's ever done anything like that. Like to just like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna do as I please and play around with this cop car because I'm Captain America. I do what I want. Like Steve Rogers ain't never did nothing like that, man. And that's what I mean. Like those are kind of nothing. It's like, oh, Drew, you're making it something out of nothing. And it's like maybe, but also like, I don't know. I don't know about this guy. Cool. So there's a couple of them, but let me get these. Oh shit. I guess I'll have to do it from this way, so that way I don't run into any problems. There we go. There we go. And then, my brother was sitting there like, Cap doesn't even have any superpowers. I'm like, we don't know that. Like, I don't know if that was ever discussed. Like, maybe we're led to believe that he doesn't. But I don't think it's like the topic has come up yet. He might have powers. I don't know. But considering that the bad guys, these flag smashers are running around with superpowers, and Steve doesn't have superpowers, but Bucky does, like, and this guy's abusing his authority, he's definitely gonna pull some shit to try and get powers if he doesn't have them. He's gonna try to get them one way or another, whether it's through the U.S. government, like he finds a way through there, or if he, where are my shoulder pads? I believe they're here. Let me unlock this. Yeah, so if I drop this on top, booyah. And let's see what that looks like. See? Look at that, just a small render. It's easy. Let me save this. Yeah, this shit's looking dope. I love it. So yeah, man. So for sure, Cat is gonna be like the new funk Cat. Like fuck that guy. That guy. He's gonna be he's gonna try to pull some stunt and try to get some superpowers if he doesn't already have them. And then that's when he's gonna be established as a bad guy because once he has them and he's already abusing his authority, as some basic biatch. Um, yeah, once he has superpowers, I'm sure he's gonna be like, "Yo, I run shit. I am America. Like, can't nobody mess with me. Can't nobody stop me." And then it's gonna be up to Bucky and up to Sam or Falcon to to check the man, and that it might lead to that. Never mind the flag smashers. The flag smashers are getting powers from somewhere, and I know a lot of people are on that Zolo train. Like Zolo is Mephisto this season. So whether it's Zolo or not, they're getting powers from somewhere. And yeah, I don't see why Cap wouldn't be like, yo, I'm gonna go over there and you gonna give me powers because I'm Cap. I am America. Fuck you. Like, that's what's gonna happen. Straight up. But I haven't heard anybody talking about how Cap is abusing his power. Like, you know, they gave him that his 15 minutes in the beginning of the story, where you know they try to let you sympathize with the man. He has a girl. He has a sidekick. He's been on a mission. You know, even though he's hamming it up for the crowd and all that other stuff, and you know, it is what it is. It's like, you know, they're painting the picture like like he's not some piece of POS that's going to uh, eventually abuse his power and authority to to his own means, to whatever. Yeah. So I don't know. I just don't like the guy. But I am liking this season because that's the way I see it. And you know, after we had gotten off that conversation, I was thinking about like, okay, when I stream today, I'm gonna bring it up. I'm gonna talk about it because I know I'll be mad quiet and I'll never talk about nothing. And I'm having a hard time like trying to trace and follow these lines and make this vector art dope while you know, while trying to keep a straight thought. And you know, I'm watching videos in the background. Like I still have my YouTube on, and I'm watching videos in the background. It's like, man, I'm trying to catch all that stuff too. So to speak and draw and listen at the same time is impossible. Something's going to slop. And normally it's the me talking part. I don't know if that's a good thing, because I know even though this is an art stream, and at least the art's not slacking. You know, maybe people will actually give a damn about, you know, what do I think of this Falcon and Winter Soldier stuff, and where do I see it going and stuff. See, there goes the hour. Wasted half of it in Photoshop trying to do the trace thing. I'll do that in a different video at some later time. In order to make something like that work, you gotta have like a strong, you gotta have like a strong, you know, original image, and mine was not good enough for that. And I just spent 2 weeks away from this, so you know, I wasn't like fresh on the mind with how poor my original photograph was of the reference that I was pulling from for this. But yeah, that new cat, he's gonna be he's gonna turn full heel by the end of the series. I was watching a video that was talking about who Flag Smasher was and who the whatever his name is, the fake cat, because he's also in the comics. I believe he becomes U.S. agent, and maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. I don't know, I forget. But either way, oh man, I just missed that whole Vadi video. That makes me sad. Oh shit, what was I just talking about? Oh, here I go. Oh, right. Talking about Flag Smasher and the name of the guy who's not Steve Rogers. Let me turn this up. Let me see if New Rockstars mentions anything like what I'm saying. John Walker.
Paints a sympathetic picture of Walker. Everybody in the world expects me to be something, and I don't want to fail them. Good morning, America. Hey, I get you, John. Good morning, America can be quite a nerve-wracking thing to do. Also, does GMA mean in the MCU now make me MCU canon by extension? Walker's buddy here is Lamar Hoskins, aka Battlestar. So in the comics, John Walker started as Super Patriot, kind of an asshole replacement Cap. He's accompanied by
Asshole replacement Cap.
Keys, including Hoskins. Walker ends up getting the Cap title. He goes crazy, kills a bunch of people, and eventually the government makes him.
Okay, so he does go crazy.
Whose uniform actually looks a lot like what Walker wears here. This episode makes it seem like they could have decent intentions, despite clues pointing otherwise. 2 weeks ago, we prepped the team for special ops and some utility matters. A lot of handshakes, a lot of suits, a lot of speeches and senator meetings. Remember, Bucky just busted Senator Atwood, or Hydra Operative, which seemed like a one-off thing, except the end credits included a missable headline about Senator Atwood pushing for border enforcement. I don't know, maybe this senator was pushing Walker to round up border crossers. And then that mission in Chile, the last time we saw a special ops team in South America, it was led by a super soldier sent by Thaddeus Ross, who also might be behind all of this. His name appeared in the end credits with the mention of Enhanced Humans Act. Now, Hoskins mentioned the Star Spangled Man with a Plan, which is this episode's title, and the marching band music is that same Star Spangled Man with a Plan from Cap's War Bond score in the first Cap film.
Band killing it.
And this is all a modern version of that same original Cap publicity tour, down to signing collectibles. Custer's Grove High School. Custer's Grove is the hometown of John Walker in the comics. It's also where the extremist group, the Watch Dogs, tried to kill Walker and then end up getting his parents killed, making him go berserk. The GMA interviewer says,
the government did a study of your body at MIT, and you tested off the charts in every measurable category: speed, endurance, intelligence.
Look, I'm not Tony Stark, I'm not Dr. Banner. Then we see shots of him with a punching bag, recalling Cap with a punching bag in Avengers, and then footage of him with the shield. A shield that he would have just gotten, meaning his coordination must be abnormally good. That might actually be why Walker cuts her off when she is talking about his freaky physiology. I think he and Hoskins might have already been given super soldier serum. Interesting how
Man, you know they have.
Positions the A with wings logo so that it bleeds over onto the shoulder strap, so that the look is only complete if he is suited up perfectly. Unlike Steve Rogers, who was able to rip his logo off his shoulder and still function in the suit, this guy is a manufactured hero restrained by the government he has to represent with his iconography. Bucky and Sam talk about the Big Three. I have a feeling they might be a part of the Big Three. What Big Three? Okay. What Big Three? Androids, aliens, and wizards. That's not that's government. No, it's not. Androids for Ultron, aliens for Thanos and his army, wizards presumably for Loki. I mean, Sam isn't part of the Avengers yet, but remember, Loki learned his sorcery from Frigga, an Asgardian witch. Also, this does take place 5 months after WandaVision. Sam could be also referencing the threat of the witches of Westview, which is going to come back to MCU in Multiverse of Madness. Then Bucky says, so who are you fighting now, Gandalf? How do you know about Gandalf? I read the Hobbit in 1937 when it first came out. Yeah, Bucky just checking with he's such a nerd. I love it.
I understood that reference.
They argue. Can't call me that. Why not? That's what Steve called me. Steve knew me longer, and Steve had a plan. What is it? Cap is on the buck, just like Scott Lang with Cap. New friends are in the syllable club. Now, being the man with the plan is really the key here. The titular song in this episode is that Captain America was the Star-Spangled Man with the plan. On the Avengers, Cap was really the one who called the shots. He always had the plan. So really, the conflict among these 4 Cap successors is as much over who has the best plan as it is whoever has the shield. Sam's plan here is kind of what Cap did in Captain America Winter Soldier, just died out of the plane without a chute, and without, he's like, yeah, I can do it, but then he definitely gets nervous about it and falls pretty hilarious. As they sweep on the flag snatcher, Sam says, Donald Wakanda, you come up White Panther.
White Panther.
Wakanda and in Black Panther, local Wakandan kids nicknamed him the White Wolf. White Wolf, aka Hunter, is a separate character in the comics, leading the Wakandan secret police. But he owns up to this title, despite not really gearing up until Battle of Wakanda in Infinity War. So in what other ways did he assist assist Shuri and T'Challa to earn this title. Flag Smasher Carly Morgenthau is played by Erin Kellyman, the Cloud Rider in this nest and Solo.
Who I want to talk about once I'm done with this video.
And she is strong. She breaks Red Wing, but if you think about it, this actually does Sam a favor, since he finds out after this that the government had hacked into that drone to spy on all of his movements. That's why it was glitchy before, and that's probably where they heard the phrase the Big Three. Now, the truck license plates are MKA5012 and 2011 EKH. Now, 2011 EKH is actually the same tag number as the one on Wanda Maximoff's rental in WandaVision Episode 8. 5012 might refer to an alt Marvel Comics universe where Cap is gone. Not sure about that one. But then Cap Walker drops in. Composer Henry Jackman worked in a leitmotif to Captain America's theme. It sounds like Cap's promise from Civil War. Now, Bucky has to dodge this shield when Walker throws it. It looked like Walker did not care if he was going to hit Bucky in the face. But later in this fight, Bucky catches the shield with his normal hand, not his vibranium one, and then hands it back to Walker, and not to his dramatic catch in Winter Soldier, and kind of a way of saying, hey, throw that thing, Cap. Before we continue on, for an easy-to-use video editing software, well, today's sponsor, Wondershare Filmora, is here to help. Wondershare Filmora 10 is perfect for both beginners and experienced video editors. It has
Alright, so he's not going to discuss it. The thing that I was going to talk about, and I will once this video's up, but he's going through an ad right now. No need to listen to that. Is, was it John Walker? Alright, so John Walker and Flag Smasher both had, like, dead parents. Both of those characters' parents died. And nobody brought up that parallel either. I mean, it's comics, so usually every character's parents are dead. That's usually the rule with comics, is like, oh yeah, parents are dead. And then they become a hero. I don't know why that's a thing. Oh, here we go. He's back.
using a firearm on people. Sam and Bucky conclude these Flag Smashers must be super soldiers, which seems to come as news to the other guys.
And we're pretty sure it's one of the big three. No, aliens, androids, wizards.
There's no such thing as wizards.
Right, that's aliens or androids. Or super soldiers. Super soldiers can rip? Yeah.
That look. So either Walker and Hoskins are really dim, or they know full well that the Flag Smashers are enhanced super soldiers because these two came from the same enhancement program. That power broker the Flag Smashers are ripping off could be the power broker who enhanced Walker and Hoskins in the comics.
Yep.
Interestingly, later, Joaquin Torres turning him into the next Falcon. Walker says he jumped on a grenade before, like Capt, but Walker says he used a reinforced helmet. See, his training is a manufactured replica of the real thing that Steve went through, because Steve jumped on that grenade assuming he would die. They bring up the GRC, Global Repatriation Council, an agency that manages resources for returning refugees. This could be what Thaddeus Ross now heads up, because here you could use this new team of super soldiers to keep peace.
I mean,
because we know Ross has been trying to build a team like that for a long time.
I wonder if I want to keep working on this or if I want to give my laptop a break. Because I still have the rest of this hat to go. I got, what? It was the wings, the shoulders, and a hat. Should I just finish the hat and then call it a day? I'll probably still be here for another half hour.
Kool-Aid is bank-owned denial reminded him resources are not fairly distributed. And then Walker says,
Just trying to be the best Captain America I can be.
"Oh, Mary, U.S. Army, be all that you can be." And then he blows it.
It'd be a whole lot easier if I had Cap's going down the science. It's always that last line.
And by belittling Sam as merely Cap's wingman, he totally misunderstands the partnership between Sam and Cap. We also learned that Sharon Carter, who's also going to be returning the show, was, like the rest of them, labeled a criminal for stealing their gear in Civil War. And then Sam meets this kid.
Black Falcon. White Wolf, Black Falcon.
So are you like Black Kid?
Yes, comics have a history of using characters' race in their name, like Black Goliath, which was later changed to Just Goliath. But this kid's dad called him Black Falcon reflects that many in this society are clearly not colorblind, which is something they find later with this awful encounter with the cops. So Isaiah Bradley, he was the Black Captain America.
Isaiah Bradley.
His history was erased. He was one of the 300 black test subjects, which we get a hint at in the end credits. And most of those test subjects died. It was really based on the way the government, in real life, gave black men syphilis.
That's the movie I want to see.
Really f***ed up. Now, in the comics, Isaiah's grandson is Elijah Bradley, who becomes a young Avenger Patriot. And the kid who answers the door is labeled in the credits as Eli Bradley, Elijah Richardson. And notice his reaction when Isaiah snaps.
Talk about it anymore.
Yeah, in the Young Avengers comics, Eli's powers are later revealed to just be him juicing up with mutant growth hormone. He actually does not have natural powers. So here, it's like him wishing he had that kind of strength. Isaiah wedges that tin in the wooden frame, especially similar to how Sam will later wedge the shield into the wood of a tree. It's kind of like for these guys, the legacy of Cap doesn't allow them to bounce off obstacles like Teflon. They just get stuck in it. Isaiah reveals the awful history of how the government treated him.
You know what they did to me? For being a hero, they put my ass in jail.
Damn.
For 30 years, people running tests, taking my blood, coming into my cell. Even your people weren't done with me.
And by Bucky's people, he meant Hydra, meaning Hydra might have derived their own super soldier serum cocktail from Isaiah's blood. After they get arrested, Walker gets Bucky out.
Bucky's not going to follow a strict schedule any longer.
We have to finish our work. Who authorizes?
The biggest douche in Baltimore, as when he threw that shield at Bucky's head, he does not care about Bucky's well-being, only how he can use him. And after leaving therapy, Bucky asks Dr. Rayner,
What was wrong with you again?
Don't hurt anyone.
yeah, Bucky needs this reminder as he goes off to face Zemo, another name on his events list who I'm sure he wants to hurt very badly. The Flag Smasher's gotta scramble. Yeah, we saw the name Power Broker in the end credits. Power Broker is watching, and again, I think he is linked to that same whole history of human enhancement that Walter and Hoskin and Thaddeus Ross could be involved in. We end the episode in this German prison facility that Zemo was left in, and he is in cell 2187, which is a nod to Star Wars. Cell 2187 was where Princess Leia was kept on the Death Star, and itself was a nod to the short film 2187
So funny.
that inspired George Lucas to make THX 113.
How they gonna make Zemo Princess Leia?
Mozart's Requiem plays, and we see the
Like,
chess
oh,
set.
Falcon,
Echoes
you're my
Magneto's
only
from the
hope.
X-Men movies, but like that supervillain, this guy, I don't think will be in prison for much longer. Hey, to celebrate the series, we have our new latest obsession shirt, Anarchy Assembled. You can get this at NewRockstarsMerch.com. Follow me on Instagram.
All right, let me turn this back down. So yeah, I think I was just talking about how Flag Smasher, the character in the comics, as well as the John Walker Cap, both had like dead parents. Both of their parents died. And I believe that had like a lot to do with why they like lost their minds a little bit, or you know, turn heel. I thought it was interesting. I thought it opened up an opportunity just to make the two characters one, where you have these Flag Smashers and then you have this Cap, and it's like Flag Smashers is a group at the moment, but maybe it does become a single man like it is in the comics, and it could be John Walker that just becomes them. And I mean, depending on where they go with it. Like if we ever meet his parents at some point, like we just get a scene of that. I mean, we already got his best friend and his girl. So, I mean, to try to humanize him some more, they're probably introduce his parents. So when his parents die, we kind of feel for him a little bit more. And then when he turns heel, it's like, oh, we can kind of understand it. The man, you know, lost his whatevers. Okay.
just anime last year with some absolutely phenomenal direction from Ray Matsumoto. Each frame is brimming with different stories, characters, and worlds that have been in Pokemon for the last 20 years. And I don't know, if you're the kind of person who can categorize the different stages of
So I'm watching. I believe this is Super Eye Patch Wolf. He has a dope channel on YouTube. Check him out. If you find a wolf with an eye patch, you will have found his channel. Super Eye Patch Wolf. He's always breaking down anime and stuff. I think this is my favorite stuff coming in 2021 or something.
last year that I did not predict, and one of them was that I would sit through a 2.5 hour video on the Vampire Diaries, but it happens when you subscribe to GLowczewski, a channel focused on diving into all these strange and forgotten oddities of pop culture and unearthing the bizarreness that lies there. From rejected Star Wars scripts to the oddly contentious relationship with the hosts of the Hallmark YouTube channel to her ranking of all 14 Land Before Time movies.
Here we
My
go.
personal favorite EA part of this week was more than on the Bonnie Khan Club in a trip to the former Bonnie Con. Critically though, it's Jenny's infectious enthusiasm for things she's talking about combined with her natural charisma and humor that make these videos such a joy. And let her take a very simple format, her in her room talking into a camera, and turn it into some of the most compelling storytelling on YouTube. And I don't know if you
There
can
we go.
imagine how difficult the thing is. Seriously, hi, welcome to John's Anime Reviews, and today
Oh,
reviewing the first volume of Naruto.
there we
And
go.
think about
Wonder what happens if when I drop these in
the silent ninja, but in actuality, he wears
to.
orange and is very loud.
There we
And
go.
you'd think that wouldn't work out, but when you actually read it, awful, just awful. And if you want to see some other videos as well, check out Jenny Nicholson. She's one of my favorite creators on YouTube. Then we're about to recommend
Okay.
a 6 hour video on a topic you likely do not care about.
Throw that into the hat layer.
Action Button recently uploaded a bewilderingly large, labyrinthine review
So yeah, man.
of Tokyo Memorial.
Finished the hat. I ran my hour up. I stayed past it a little bit longer than I should have. Um, you know, I wasted my time in Photoshop earlier trying to see if that ex- expanding technique was gonna work, but it didn't this time. Again, it depends on the original image, and my original image was quite foul. Let me just double check things, make sure we're good. Yeah, it looks like we are. The only thing I'll have to do is all the little lines that are in the hat here. Like, I kind of got just the base of it, but, there's a whole bunch of like little lines in there. And yeah, I wonder if I want to do that with, if I turn this off, just leave the line on, turn on the stroke, get to, get the line, and then just, I could do this, make a stroke, apply a line to it, and then give it this shape. Uh, Flip it. There we go. And I wonder if that'll just repeat, or if I'll have to. Oh, don't tell me I'll have to like do it to each individual one. Okay. Fuck it, let's do it. I mean, I'm already here. Might as well finish this shit. At least get like this step done. So I'm gonna hit all these lines, and then we'll see what we end up with when I turn everything back on. But I promise it's gonna look fire. Let me save before. Remember, people always save. So yeah, these lines are looking mad trash right now, but once I turn everything back on, and once I drop it in the proper group, there we go. And yeah, I'm just trying to stick to the lines that aren't like deep in the shadows, since I kind of already got the shadow part. There we go. There we go. So select all of these, give them all this shape, have them all turn around, group them. That was super fast. This is why I don't know why I don't do things immediately. Turn that off, and then drop this group into the hat. Oh yeah, I gotta unlock it. There we go. So you see all those little lines in there now? Just gives so much more of that straw texture to the hat. And I'm still missing a little bit. I think like all the shade that runs along the bottom of here. But I think I've done enough as far as you know, for now. I wish I had spent more time on here, but like I said, life kind of got in the way and it only left me with an hour. And I'm sure I've been streaming for just a little over an hour, probably maybe up to 90 minutes. It is what it is, man. So yeah, this is that. If I take out this background, well, yeah, I keep the background in so you can see the wings. Well, now we can see the wings without it because I added the shading in. Super badass. And this vector art, it's super small right now. It's only like a few inches big, but the reason why I like working in vector is I could take this illustration, this digital illustration, and scale it up to any size, and not have to worry about nothing. So check this out. So I just made a copy of it, brought it out outside the artboard, and in Illustrator, if you're not familiar, you could zoom out like crazy, and this is like a 227 inch artboard that you get to work on. And just so you could see real quick, I could take this piece of art and blow it up that big. So obviously here's the original size that I'm working at, and I'm working at a small size. I chose to, I did it on purpose. I like working in vector because I can blow it up to any size that I want and then continue working on this. And the plan with this is to bring it into Photoshop and then render just a little bit more, throw some soft coloring in there, throw maybe a background in there, things like that, and then I'm going to turn it into a merch item for women's leggings just because I think you know, you anime girls out there, they might be into it. You know, girls like wearing leggings, and who doesn't want a super badass flying angel wing samurai warrior pirate lady chick super dope like this on, on a pair of leggings. So I'm gonna figure that out a little bit more, but yeah, look at that. I blew this up mad big, and I could zoom in, and the quality is all there. It doesn't blur. So that's the benefit of working with vector. You know, then I work in both Photoshop raster and Illustrator Vector. I kind of go back and forth with the two. It's just that there's so much detail and everything going on, you know, to get all the intricacies of the shading and everything like that. But once that's done, I mean, this more or less kind of starts to, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I kind of got to wrap this up. I am G Mr. Drew. That's at G Mr. Drew on all socials. Go follow, like, and subscribe. I'm always posting things daily. I'm always working on stuff. And yeah, at gmrdrew.art is my website. Go check that out. I just updated it with some merch, and I believe that was this morning. And you know, working on some more merch now. And then since I have to shut the computer down, but I'm gonna continue to work on some merch stuff, I'll probably start a new design and continue with the designs that I've been working on, and or you know, with the themes that I've been working on as far as being inspired by podcasts and things like that. All the podcasts that I listen to, I get these ideas, and it's like, okay, I could put together a dope piece of artwork for it. It has something to do with the podcast, but has nothing to do with the podcast. And you know, I could scratch that off my list of things that I want to work on, and then hopefully end up with a dope piece of apparel for, you know, myself to wear. Of course, I want to wear my own stuff, and then for people to also have an opportunity to wear my artwork. You know, that's what it's all about, man. But yeah, man, that'll be it for this episode of the Andrew GLowczewski Experience. This was episode 85. I tried to do my best to try to talk about some stuff in this episode, but you know, a lot of focus and attention goes into tracing these lines, you know. And then I'm listening to YouTube videos in the background. So, you know, the whole talking thing, it kind of gets bunk in there. I'm going to have to go in there and fix some of these layers with these little spines that are popping out of the hat. Some of them are falling behind, but I'll figure that out later. Like I said, get a little bit of shading in this hat, and then I'll drop it into Photoshop to kind of get the look that I want to go for as far as like putting together these leggings and things go. It's going to be dope. It's going to be dope, man. I really love how this goes on. This kind of gives me the confidence to continue doing this. So let me know. Hit me up, you know, social media or in here or anything like that. I mean, you know, you should be able to send me messages on Twitch. But yeah, let me know if you like this and you enjoy this. And yeah, I'll continue to do these things for sure, man. Y'all stay blessed. Love y'all.